Hi, this is A. Wesley. That ain't your just like a TI is. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Talk I'm going to talk to you today about is Housewives Tea. In this episode of Housewives Tea, I'll be talking about Jen Shah getting a reduced sentence. I'll be talking about the taglines for Real Housewives of Potomac. Even though they came out about 2 or 3 weeks ago, they were already late anyway. I also will be talking about Karen Huger being on Watch What Happens Live. Drew saying that the new girls are not bringing it when she was promoting a movie for Tubi. I also will be talking about um, the Real Housewives. Married to Medicine's trailer, and also what Phaedra had to say about reviving the show. Also, what Quad and Dr. Heavenly had to say, mostly Quad. I didn't really pay attention to what Dr. Heavenly had to say. That's all I have for this Housewives Tea video. And like I said earlier, it was reported, I think by E! News. Yeah, by E! News, it says Jen Shah got amazing news update on her sentencing at the link. And then it says the reality star initially reported to Bryan Field Federal Prison Camp in Texas to begin her 6.5-year sentence in February of 2023. But just 1 month later, her punishment was slashed by 1 year. Now a further 8 months have been taken off the 51-year-old sentence, bringing her expected release date up to December 19, 2027, according to the outlet. E! News has reached out to Shah's rep and Bryan Federal Prison Camp for comment, but have not heard back. Jen Shah was arrested in March 2021, as chronicled on an explosive season 2 episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City in connection with an alleged telemarketing scheme targeting senior citizens. She initially maintained her innocence, but eventually entered a guilty plea in July 2022, just 1 week before her case was sent to trial. Now I just gave a little backstory on it, but yeah, she'll be out in about 3 years because this year is gone, and so next year is 2020, so she's gonna be out in 2026, so about 2.5 years she'll probably be out. I'm gonna pause this video and I'm gonna read to you something else. Karen Huger was on an episode of Watch What Happens Live, and Andy kind of asked her about, how does she feel about the girls talking about her DWI incident, and she said she didn't like what Ashley Darby had to say and stuff like that, because she said it really hurt her, and the girls kind of knew there was certain things that she could not talk about on camera and she can't talk about now. It was like Andy was trying to give her a little side eye or something like that. And so she was saying that there's something that I can't talk about. And he said, well, on the show, Jacqueline said that you called her and you were kind of a little tipsy. And she said, why would I call Jacqueline? She said, anybody, if I would call anybody, it would be Jeezy, it would be Giselle, because I'm more close to Giselle. But why would I call her friend Doug? And she said, I'm not saying Jacqueline lied, but I don't think I called her. Now I don't know the truth. I'm just going by what was on the thing. But this is what Karen had to say about how she felt. It was very painful to listen to that, Hugo told Cohen, and their accusations. Are you wishing me harm? Honestly, I'm hoping to win when it all comes out, but I have to respect the law. When I can speak about it, I plan to be open and transparent as I've always been, she added. People has reached out to Darby for comment, though the reality star has not addressed Hugo's claim. She seemingly responded on Instagram story on October the 7th, showing a clip of her opening a beer in a car. Notice I'm not being driven. Notice I'm being driven, not driving, she wrote above it. Hugo was referring to comments co-star Ashley Darby made, claiming Hugo was the woman I know, the mother of the businesswoman, the wife, and she was pulling herself in a compromising situation. We all know that Karen had a DWI before, so I never thought Karen would be a repeat offender with something like this, Ashley said in the episode, later adding, "This is the same song and dance that I've been seeing from Karen." And like Karen said on episode, I think it was episode 2, Ashley can't talk about anybody. I don't think Ashley has a drinking problem, but like she said in episode 2, Ashley has some issues with her husband, and her husband was doing some foul things to people on the show. So she's trying to bring a bone. She's trying to bring a bone and throw a bone at anybody else to get them off of her situation. But anyway, you could tell from the interview, from the episode I saw, that Karen was really remorseful, because I was kind of like some of the other people. I was saying, yeah, Karen is deflecting, Karen is doing that, and stuff like that. And there's probably is some stuff that Karen can't talk about. I'm not saying that Karen's not doing a little bit of deflecting, but she also doing a little bit of reflecting, because as a 60 plus 1 year old woman, and I'm just 2 years older than Karen, sometimes you get an epiphany, especially when you're in a wreck and a car accident, and you could have hurt yourself and someone else. So I hope Karen does go to AA and does take responsibility, and like she said, she'll talk about it when she can. On another note, they gave out the trailer. I mean, not the trailer. They gave out the taglines like about a week and a half to 2 weeks ago now, and they were already late when they came out. So I'm gonna read you the taglines from Real Housewives of Potomac, and I'm only gonna put the main ones that I like as far as the pictures, but the taglines are right here. It started off with Giselle, because I got this from BravoTV.com, and Giselle said, "When the girls are away, it's time for Giselle to play." I said that was so-so, and then Wendy said, "I quit grading, but I'm still passing judgment." I said that was okay too. It wasn't my favorite. And then Mia said, "Marriage can be temporary, but ink is permanent." And I was saying, you better hope ink is permanent. I mean, the tagline is good. It sounds good. It sounds a little bit better than Wendy's, but you better hope ink stay around anyway. And then here come Ashley, "From the kiddie pool to the dating pool, I'm ready to dive in." I said, "Ashley, you've been trying to tell us that you leaving that old man and you dating for months. That's probably why they got you on a new dating show." Her thing was okay. Stacy's was, I know how a host. I know how to host a show, and I know how to steal one too. I was saying, you might know how to host a show, but I ain't seen you stole no show yet. But anyway, I like this Stacy's tagline a little bit better than Wendy's and Mia's. And then the next tagline that I had was Kiana Stewart's. This was the best one to me. "I own a business, I mind my business, and I stay on business." I said, "Oh, okay, girl, give it to us." And then the seventh one was Karen, "Darling, I'm the fence and the gatekeeper." I said, "Well, Karen, that's all right, but there ain't nothing to brag about." So, like I said, the main one I liked was Kiana. The second one I would say is Stacy, and the third one I would put would be Giselle. Hers sounded a little bit better than Karen's, and so those are the taglines for them. And also Phaedra Parks, she had been on Dancing with the Stars, and Dancing with the Stars has been doing good, and she has been doing good. And it was like, I think like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, Gene Simmons was the guest host, and he was talking about Phaedra didn't do that good, and he gave her 5. And Phaedra was saying her and her dance partner, which is I think it's Milk McCoskey. I can't think of his name, Mount McCoskey, and he said, well, yeah, he thought I was a low score too. And they said, Phaedra, what do you think about it? Phaedra said he probably don't like short black women. And then the guy was so surprised. And then he said, oh, maybe he don't like tall ones either. And I was saying, oh yeah, that's kind of controversial. And so the next week they showed Phaedra. Phaedra did real good. Footwork was on point because I seen little bit clips not only on Twitter, which is X now. I also saw it on YouTube. Her dance moves did real good. Now the one that she kind of did bad on, I think that was either the Soul Train one or either the '70s one. Anyway, they showed her mom there supporting her. They showed Cynthia and also Portia supporting her. And like I said a couple of weeks earlier, they showed Kels and I think Britt and some more people supporting her at home. So she was getting support from the girls from Atlanta. But it was like last week when she got eliminated, and they said, Phaedra, what do you think about the show? She said, oh, Atlanta good. And they said, no, what about you think about the trailer of Married to Medicine, that show? She said, well, I haven't seen the trailer yet, but as far as the show, I'm the one that kind of revived the show. She said, oh, you revived the show? Her co-host was speaking from Extra, and he said, what do you think? He said, well, I watch a little reality TV, and I think Phaedra is a good dance partner. I think she's good for TV too. And then so right there, here comes Dr. Heavenly on her little Patreon thing. Like I said, I'm not paying no $4 or $5 for her Patreon. I don't like what she did with Carlos King on his Messy Mondays. I'm kind of glad due to the fact that it was also not the millimeters like some people are saying. It's the millimeters from Huntsville. I think it was a combination of both of them because I think first it was Sweet Tea and Greg when she said Greg was the P word and it wasn't true. She had to backtrack that and apologize and talk about she apologized but she'll take it back and all that kind of stuff. So she got on Patreon with that mess. And now some people are willing to pay her Patreon just to go back and tell what she's doing, and there's other people that really like what she's doing, but I'm not neither one. I mean, when she first got on there, I kind of liked it heavily. I kind of liked it when she first came on there, but it's like when she started coming toward Mariah and all the other people, and it was like, huh, what? And so it's like now she's trying to be messy, but to me she's being a little bit overboard, and so. Quad came out and said, what? She said she revived the show. She didn't revive Married to Medicine. She didn't do nothing but give face. And then she said that's all she did was give face. And I saw a little clip of what you call a Patreon. Somebody had put it up where while Quad was doing all the talking, Heavenly was being all messy and laughing, kiki here and there and stuff. He said, our show was good. Our show was good without that what she revitalized. So after a lot of people on Twitter were saying, well, Phaedra, you all didn't do too much for the show. You talking about reviving the show. Greg and Sweet Tea revived the show. And then I guess she heard that and heard the battle like she said, well, I do agree. I'm not gonna take it back that I said I didn't revive the show, but me and Sweet Tea revived the show. And then somebody asked Heavenly and mostly Heavenly, what do you think? Heavenly said on Twitter, well, I will admit, even though me and her didn't have such a good, place at first, I will agree that she did do something for the show. Sweet Tea. I was saying, yeah, Sweet Tea was the one that got your YouTube channel taken down a couple of times, and that's why you're on Patreon now. So it's like she rarely wants to give Sweet Tea the credit. And I'm looking at Quad. You didn't realize what Phaedra was saying. even though you call Phaedra a placeholder and stuff like that, and that part might have been true. But Phaedra's name kind of popped up Married to Medicine because after Mariah left, wasn't really nobody paying interest in Married to Medicine. I mean, you did a little something here and there, Corey, but it was nothing like what Phaedra's name, because people was interested in what Phaedra was going to do and how she was going to do. So she did kind of drum up some promotion for it, and then Sweet Tea was just icing on the cake. So I don't know why y'all all upset at Phaedra and stuff like that, And like I said, Drew said that those new girls, well, this is a picture of Chaos at first and all right, but then Drew said she was promoting some kind of a horror movie or some kind of movie for Tubi, and they asked her, what do you think about season 16 of Atlanta? She said, season 16 of Atlanta, my button coming out my shirt. She said, season 16 of Atlanta is going to be good and stuff like that. She said, but the new girls are not bringing it. She said, what? The new girls are not bringing it? She said, no, they're not bringing it like they're supposed to. And so some people think Drew is saying that because she got into it with him. But I think Drew are kind of like the producers, because everybody and their mama know that that's the main reason why they got Phaedra back, because they felt that Portia couldn't hold the show by herself, and then Kenya was gone. And then they asked about Kenya, and she said she's sorry that happened to Kenya, but she wished Kenya would have stayed on the show, and she wished that wouldn't happen to Kenya. And she said they should have kept some of the OGs like Marlo and Sheree and even Candy. So even though me and Candy was good for the show, and they could have kept some of the OGs too, and stuff like that. And so a lot of people thought Drew was gonna be the one to go on, but I'm glad Drew wasn't. So that's all I have for this celebrity roundup. I'll do part 2 in another video. This is A. Wesley. That ain't even tells it like a T.I. is. I am out.